Manual mode has this reputation, like it's this advanced, complicated setting that only serious photographers use. And if you're a beginner, you've probably been told to just stay on auto until you're ready. But here's the thing, you're ready. Manual mode is not complicated. It just has 3 settings. 3, and that's it. And once you understand what each one does and why it exists, you can walk into any situation with any camera and know exactly what to do. And that's what this video is about. Not theory, not textbook stuff, just the 3 things you need to understand explained in plain language so you can go out and try it today. But quick thing before we get into it. I put together a free beginner's photography guide that goes with this video. It covers exposure, settings, and the basics of getting off auto for good. It's free and the link is below in this video. Also, if you're just starting out and want to take your photography further, I've got something for you at the end of this video, so stick around. So let's talk about manual mode. Here's what actually happens when you shoot on auto. The camera is guessing every single shot. It looks at the scene, makes a decision about what it thinks you want, and fires the shutter. Sometimes it gets it right, a lot of the time it doesn't. And the frustrating part is this. You have no idea why your photos came out the way they did. One shot is sharp, the next is blurry, one is bright, the next is dark. You didn't do anything different, but the results are inconsistent. That's what happened when the camera is in control. But manual mode flips that. You decide what the camera does. And the reason that matters is not just about having better photos. It's about knowing why your photos look the way they do. Because once you know why, you can fix it, adjust it, and repeat the process. And that's what camera confidence is. Not a feeling, not motivation. It's just understanding your camera well enough that you stop guessing. When I first started shooting, I had a camera I didn't understand. That Canon T3i that I talked about in one of my last videos, you don't need a full frame camera to be a professional. I would take 100 photos and maybe 10, just 10 would be good. I had no idea which 10 it was going to be until I got home and looked at them on my computer. Lucky is not a system. Lucky does not scale. The day I switched to manual and actually learned what I was doing changed everything. The results didn't change overnight, but something else did. I stopped feeling like a passenger in my own shoot. And that's what I want for you. Manual mode is built on 3 settings, like I said earlier. Shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. That's it. That's the whole thing. They work together to control how much light hits your sensor. Too much light and your photo is blown out. Too little and it's too dark. Your job is to balance the 3 so you get a properly exposed image. But let me break down each one real quick. Shutter speed controls how long your sensor is exposed to light. Faster shutter, less light, freezes motion. Slow shutter, more light, and it can create some blur. For most situations, I start at 1/160th of a second. That's fast enough to freeze most subjects and give you a sharp image. If your subject is moving fast, go higher. Go 1/500 or 1/1000th of a second. And if the light is very low and your subject is still, you can go slower, but 1/125th is my lowest baseline. Now let's talk about aperture. Aperture is the opening inside your lens. Wide apertures like 1.8, f2, lets in a lot of light and gives you that blurry background. A narrow aperture like f8 or f11 lets in less light, but keeps more of the image sharp. And here's the part that trips people up. A low f number means a wide opening. A high f number means a narrow opening. Counterintuitive, but once it clicks, it stays. So for portraits, I'm usually around f2 or f2.8. For a group where I need everyone sharp, I go higher, like 5.6 or f8. So let's talk about ISO. ISO controls your sensor's sensitivity to light. Low ISO like 100 or 200 is clean and it's less noise, and it gives you the best image quality. A high ISO like 3200 or 6400 helps in dark situations but adds grain to the image. This is where most photographers and beginners go wrong. They crank the ISO up to compensate for bad light and then wonder why their photos look noisy. I don't use auto ISO in a professional setting, and the reason is simple. Auto ISO takes away your control over your exposure. The camera is still guessing, just on one setting instead of all three. I would rather set my ISO manually and know exactly what I'm working with. Bright daylight, I start at ISO 100 or 200. Indoor ambient light, I might go to 800 or 1600. A dark reception or event, I push that to 3200 and add in lights. And here's where most tutorials leave you hanging. They explain 3 settings and then say, figure it out. I want to give you an actual starting point you can use today. For bright outdoor scenes and daylight, try this. Shutter at 1/250th, aperture at f5.6, and ISO 100. Take the shot, look at the results on your screen. Too dark? Open up your aperture to f4 or f2.8. Still too dark? Raise your ISO to 200 or 400. Too bright? Narrow your aperture to f8 or raise your shutter speed. This is not guesswork. This is a conversation with your camera. You adjust one thing. You look at the results, you adjust again. After a few sessions of doing this, it starts to become automatic. You stop thinking about the settings and start seeing the light. And that's the goal. Not to master all 3 dials, but to get to a place where you are thinking about the moment and not the settings. But here's one thing I see beginners do that slows everything down. They try to change all 3 settings at once. They're in a new environment, the light change, the photo looks weird, so they start spinning dials everywhere. And then they have no idea what they actually fixed. Change one thing at a time. That's the rule. If your image is too dark, adjust one setting and see what happens. If it's still wrong, adjust another. This is how you learn isolation. And when you change everything, you don't know what worked. But when you change one thing, you understand the cause and effect. And that understanding is what builds real confidence behind the camera. Not tips, not tricks, but understanding. Manual mode is not gatekeeping. It's not something you earn after 100 sessions. It's just 3 settings. 3. And the sooner you start using them intentionally, the sooner your results become repeatable. Not lucky, repeatable. And that's the shift. Set your shutter, set your aperture, set your ISO. Change one thing at a time when something looks wrong. Do that enough times and you'll stop looking at the camera and start looking at the scene. And that's when photography gets to be fun and you enjoy it. And that's the camera confidence that you want to feel. Now, like I mentioned earlier, if you're watching this video and you're tired of guessing your camera settings, or you feel like you're fighting your camera instead of actually enjoying photography, I'm running the Camera Confidence Challenge. This is an interactive 3-day experience where we take your specific camera body and dial it in together, whether that's Sony, Fuji, or Canon. Day 1's the live technical breakout on Zoom where we kill the menu confusion and set your baseline. And day 2 is your hands-on field assignment where you get out and shoot. And day 3 is our live practical critique back on Zoom where you show me your shots and I tell you exactly how to fix your exposure on the spot. Now, your $97 ticket gets you the entire 3-day challenge, plus 30 days of free access to our private school community, our weekly live Q&As, and community threads. We keep these groups capped at 10 people so I can look at everyone's photo and answer your questions directly. The link to join the upcoming group is right below this video. So if you're ready to stop fighting your gear and start creating the images you actually see in your head, head down to the description and secure your spot. And if this video helped you out, subscribe to the channel. Put out a lot of content for photographers who's done guessing and ready to actually understand their camera. I'll see you inside the community. Peace.